Hey, it's Kharmenn. I'm at my mom's house today because Nathan has been away at work all week and I've been here. Um, I'm gonna make this video as kind of like a part 2 wedding update plan kind of video. I haven't really made a part 1 yet. Well, I did, but it's just my whole relationship story, and I kind of talked about what we were going to do for the wedding in that. So if you haven't seen that and you'd like to, I'll put a link somewhere, like right here or something. Okay, so originally, I just gotta look at my notes and see. Okay, so basically the plan was me and Nathan were going to get married. We were going to have it really small, like my parents, his parents, and my grandparents. And that was going to pretty much be it. And I talked to the minister that we were going to get to perform the service. And she gave me some ideas, and together, me and Nathan came up with how we wanted our ceremony to go. We have our rings on layaway, and my mom bought us our marriage license. So everything was pretty much like we knew what we were going to do. We planned on having the wedding on a Wednesday because we wanted it on our 1.5-year anniversary on June 19th. But being on a Wednesday, it kind of makes it hard to have it like any bigger than just like parents and stuff. But that was okay because that's what we were planning anyway. We weren't really gonna do too much for it. We plan on after the baby having something like a party after it, or renewing our vows after so long or whatever, but just kind of having it small right now. So anyway, once we waited until we had pretty much everything planned out before we really told Nathan's mom anything about it, or his dad. Like, they didn't really know much about it. My mom knew because she was helping with the marriage license and stuff like that, and she offered to as soon as we were engaged. I think even maybe before we were engaged. So yeah. So anyway, what happened was we were going the day that we got our marriage license, and we had our ceremony made. I called Nathan's mom and I told her that we had everything ready and stuff, and she was like, well, we can have a dinner afterwards. I'll get a place or whatever. Like, what were you planning on doing? And I told her that we planned on going to a restaurant or something after, and she was like, well, a restaurant won't hold enough people. So I said, well, we plan on just having just our families there. And she was like, well, Nathan has 40 plus people in his family alone that you would need to invite. And I was like, okay. We planned on having it like really small, like just like parents and grandparents. And she was like, oh, so you're gonna have it that small. And she seemed like really disappointed. So anyway, she was like, well, we'll talk about it. So we just kind of left it at that for that night. And then the next day she called Nathan and was talking to him. And she was saying, well, I could get a place, I could bring food, and we could either have it like at your aunt and uncle's house or like rent a hall or something kind of thing. And she said that we would get more money in gifts if we had a big wedding, and then it would help us pay for some things. And she said that she would help us with anything that we might need financially, like until we get our gifts and we can pay her back and stuff like that. So Nathan thought that that was a great idea, but I was still kind of concerned about it because we would have to change our whole service, because the way that we had our service planned out, it was like, it's called a circle of love, I think. And pretty much in it, like, everyone's supposed to just hold hands in a circle kind of thing, and it's meant to be like a small, intimate service. And we still didn't pick where we wanted to have it, and then it would be more limited if we have more people and stuff. So I didn't really know what to do. And so we decided to just wait on it for like a day before we started talking about it. So anyway, the next day we were speaking about it again, and yeah, he was kind of like leaning more towards the bigger wedding. And so I was trying to figure out like what we would need if we were going to have a bigger wedding. Like, I've always wanted like my wedding to be a certain way kind of thing. But with the small wedding, it still left the option open to like have a reception or something later on when we have more money for it. And at this point, it was pretty much just like, we have to do it now. So I was trying to pick the things that I would want the most from my wedding, and I felt like we needed to have lights like everywhere and centerpieces the way that I wanted them. And other than that, like, we would just figure everything out. I already had my dress before this point too. My mom bought it for me, and my grandmother bought me my shoes. It's nothing really fancy or anything, but it's what I wanted, but like for a small wedding. And then I was like, well, if we have a big wedding, I'm probably going to need to get a nicer dress and have my makeup nicer, and I was just really, really stressed out about it and stuff. And then on top of everything, I'm going to be like 8 or 9 months pregnant at that point, and I'm not going to really feel up to anything. And like, I just felt like everything was kind of falling apart, and I was really stressed out about it. But I came pretty much together on the idea that we might be able to pull it together. My mom knows some people that had some stuff, like some chair covers and tablecloths, so she said she could get those. And Nathan's mom knew someone that would make our cake for us, and she said that she would rent the hall. And then we decided that it would be cheaper to have it like closer to his family, and then part of my family may or may not be able to show up, but I didn't really know what else we could really do, because on such short notice it's hard to book a venue in the city, and his mom lives in more of a rural area, so it would be easier for her to get a spot short notice there. Yeah, so the centerpieces that I wanted, they were going to be like little vases with rocks in the bottom and glow sticks in them, and fish, like betta fish. And so I was mostly concerned about the cost of the fish, and then I found out, if you are ever planning on doing a wedding with like fish as centerpieces and stuff, I don't know if they do this everywhere, but one of our local pet stores, I found out that they rent fish out for weddings. Like, they'll give them to you for like half price, and then if you bring them back alive, they'll give you back a deposit on them. I thought that was really weird but cool and stuff. So yeah, so basically we were pretty much set on what we were going to do for the big wedding, but, well, bigger. Like, we had like 75 people on our guest list, so it wasn't really big, but it was a lot bigger than 6. So we had that, and then we were kind of worried about, like, well, I was worried about how we were going to come up with the money for it. Nathan didn't seem very worried, but he doesn't really seem to get worried about much. So I was pretty much taking it all on myself to try and figure things out. So anyway, then, yeah, on the weekend we went to his mom's house for my baby shower, and she told me that she felt like it was just going to stress me out too much now for us to change everything from what we were originally planning, and that she would understand if we decided to do it the way that we were originally going to do it, and that it was up to us. So, that being said, we had 2 separate plans and didn't know what one we wanted to pick, and right now we're still not 100% sure what one we're going to pick, but I'm thinking more towards having it small, like, soon, like, as soon as we can afford it, and then having a bigger reception or ceremony or something after, when, like, after the baby's born, just so I'm not so tired and stressed out, and it gives us a little bit more time to save up for decorations and stuff. But at the same time, like, I don't know if people would really feel like they wanted to come to it if we already were married. So, yeah, Nathan's been gone. He went away last week and came home for the weekend and went away again this whole week. So, we haven't really had enough time to talk about it and what we were going to do yet. So, I'll probably have another update soon on what we plan on doing. Yeah, so basically, if we have it small, we have to pay off the rest of our rings that we have on layaway and the minister, and I think that's it. And then if we have it bigger, we're going to have to pay that and plus our decorations. And his mom volunteered to make the food and rent the hall and stuff, so we wouldn't have to worry about that. So yeah, that's basically where we stand right now. I don't know if things are going to change. They've been changing a lot in the past couple weeks, so I'll keep you guys updated on that if anything changes. And if not, I'll probably still make another update talking about just the plan in general and stuff, and how we plan on doing everything, and I'll probably show you guys my dress and everything and how I'm gonna do my makeup. Other than that, this video probably won't be uploaded until tomorrow because my mom doesn't have wireless internet and I'm recording it on my laptop. So yeah, other than that, if you still wanted to check out our relationship story video, I'll put the link here again. If you haven't checked it out, and I'll see you in a few days for my 32-week pregnancy update. See ya!